After more than a year on the case today, police announced a new arrest in a Beloit homicide. What we know so far.
Still in shock. I really am. I'm still in shock about all of this. I don't know what to make of it all.
Plus, we're hearing new details about an East Madison shooting from a woman who was at the home at the time. What she says actually happened.
And the annual CrossFit Games making their way back to Madison. We'll check in with some competitors to see how they are preparing. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And breaking just moments ago, the Madison Police Department is investigating a fatal crash involving a bicyclist. Officers were dispatched to the intersection of Flom Road and Mustang Way around 2:20 this afternoon. That crash involved a bicycle and a box truck.
The cyclist, a man in his 70s, was pronounced dead at the scene. His identity will be released by the medical examiner's office at a later date.
Well, tonight, the Beloit Police Department is a step closer to finding justice for 33-year-old Jordan Jefferson, who was shot and killed in Beloit almost a year and a half ago.
Tonight, 27-year-old Damon Hanna is charged with murder after being arrested in Madison last Thursday. Armand Rahman is live in Beloit tonight, where police just wrapped up a press conference. Armand, what did you learn?
Eric and Susan, it was on this block of West Grand Avenue where Jordan Jefferson was shot last March, and Beloit Police Chief says that after a year of investigating, community tips were key in eventually charging Damon Hanna with first-degree intentional homicide. And Beloit Police Chief Andre Sales says the Madison Police Department assisted with Hanna's arrest, but didn't say where he was arrested. The chief did say more arrests could be coming thanks to that influx of community information.
I think our community is seeing a lot of people losing their lives for senseless acts of violence. And I think they're fed up just like we're fed up. And they finally put their foot down. They said that we're going to work with the community. We're going to work with our police department to bring these individuals to justice.
Jefferson was shot around 11:30 on the night of March 30th, and police believe it was a targeted incident. Now, Chief Sales says Hanna was extradited to Rock County, where a judge set a $500,000 cash bond for him today. He's scheduled to be back in court next week. In Beloit, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. You can follow along with the latest details in this case and watch the full press conference by police on channel3000.com and our Channel 3000 News app. It is free to download in your app store. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate forecast. Julian Seawright has more on the weather patio. Julian?
And what a nice summer evening for us so far. As we're getting things rolling, taking a look outside, still looking at some low-level clouds, but overall, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures aren't too bad either as we're getting our first day of August rolling for us, because we were on par with what it normally is around this time of year. 81 degrees for us was our high here in Madison. However, those lows are still something that we don't really necessarily want to see. It was 70 degrees for us as we kicked off our morning. Now, taking a look at temperatures around the upper Midwest in itself. Many of us are into those lower mid-80s, but over towards the northeast and north, well, we're still looking at some 70s. So not too bad. Still feels like summer, but what we're going to be seeing later on is that we're not going to be cooling down too much as we get into tonight. Into those low 70s. Once again, the good news is dew points won't be too high, so humidity won't be too much of a factor. And on top of it, our evening is going to shape up to be rather nice. Now, taking a look at our radar, we're looking at plenty of dry conditions, and that's going to hold out for us for quite a while. But one thing we are going to be watching for, folks, is tomorrow we're going to start to heat things right back up into those middle and upper 80s for us, and the humidity will return as well. This is going to be setting the stage for us potentially starting to see some storms rolling in, getting into our late Tuesday night, and especially throughout our Wednesday, which we'll time out in just a few moments. Until then, let's go ahead and talk about the traffic as of right now. Along the Beltline, actually not too bad as we're getting into our 5 p.m. commute for us, and taking a closer look over towards the interstate as of right now. Also, not looking at too much in terms of slow spots as we're getting into the rest of our evening. We'll talk much more about what we can expect with the storms later into the week and time out when you can expect it in just a few moments. Until then, let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Julian, thank you. We are hearing new details tonight about a shooting on Saturday night from a woman who says she witnessed it all.
Now, Madison police say they were called to the 4500 block of Stein Road because of a disturbance, but when they arrived, they found a man with multiple gunshot wounds. Police say he should be okay, but our Brad Hamilton joins us now to explain why a woman involved says he wasn't a victim. Brad?
That's right. On Sunday, Madison police shared that the man shot was the victim of a targeted attack and that the suspect was still at large. Today, we spoke with a woman who says she was the victim in this incident, not the man who was shot. This woman, who wanted to remain anonymous for her safety, says this started when her ex-boyfriend, again, the man who was shot, forced his way into her apartment Saturday night. This woman says he was angry with her and was attacking her, her brother, and nephew. Eventually, she says her nephew, a 25-year-old man, stepped in and fired his gun to protect her. Those gunshots hit and injured the man. This woman says she was scared for her life and is calling this incident an act of self-defense by her nephew.
I did fear for my life. I did ask him to stop. He wouldn't stop. He would not stop. He attacked all three of us. I don't understand why. I've never seen that before.
We did check in with Madison police about this case this afternoon. They say they are still very much investigating how exactly the shooting happened. They are encouraging anyone with information to come forward to help them as they continue to search for answers. We did ask police if they still consider the person who fired the gun a suspect in this case. That language they used in a press release on Sunday morning. This afternoon, police say they still consider him a suspect. Again, this investigation continues to come on, and we're going to still be looking for those answers. We're going to hear more from police and the woman in her own words later at 6.
All right, Brad, thank you. And a man is now facing multiple charges in connection to the shooting of a 7-year-old in Poynette. Police say the man is tentatively charged with leaving a loaded firearm in reach of a child and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's expected to face more charges in connection to the shooting. The 7-year-old sustained non-life-threatening injuries after being shot in the leg on Saturday. One person is dead after a truck versus train crash in Grant County over the weekend. That crash happened on Closing Dam Road in Cassville Saturday afternoon. Investigators say 69-year-old Lawrence Osterhouse of Glen Haven was driving a pickup truck with a trailer attached. He tried crossing the railroad tracks, pulled into the crossing. A train hit the passenger side of the truck. Osterhouse pronounced dead at the scene. No one in the train was injured.
A 52-year-old Minnesota man went before a judge today on charges connected to a stabbing in Wisconsin over the weekend. Nikolai Miu is facing intentional homicide and 4 counts of additional attempted homicide charges. The judge set his bail at $1 million and added conditions that he must remain sober and cannot have any dangerous weapons in his possession. According to court documents, Miu was tubing along the Apple River in Somerset with his wife and friends on Saturday. He got into a confrontation with a younger group on the river, and that's when police say Miu stabbed 5 people in that group and then took off. 17-year-old Isaac Schumann was killed. The 4 other victims were seriously hurt but are now in stable condition.
Been there so many times, and every time you go there, it's just people having a good time. Like, everybody's in good spirits. I'm absolutely shocked that this happened.
The St. Croix County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone who may have video of the incident to contact them. If convicted, Miu faces life in prison.
Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson suspended for only 6 games this upcoming season. That's for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. At least 24 women have come forward accusing Watson of sexual harassment and assault during massage therapy appointments in 2020 and 2021. Watson has repeatedly denied the claims, but recently settled 23 of the 24 lawsuits filed against him. Either side can make an appeal to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell within the next few days, but the league's Players Association and Watson released a joint statement Sunday saying they would not do so. A major milestone for Wisconsin. 10 million doses of the COVID vaccine have now been administered throughout the state, and that includes 2.5 million booster doses. Governor Evers made the announcement with state health officials today. They also said over 60% of residents have completed a vaccine series, with 35% also getting an additional booster dose. In a statement, the governor said vaccine providers have worked tirelessly these past few years. He also said, quote, "This is a tremendous milestone, and we couldn't have gotten here without the hard work and dedication of everyone involved."
A new study says that too much ultra-processed food could be contributing to dementia. It was presented today at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference in San Diego. Researchers followed over 10,000 Brazilians for up to 10 years. Their average age was 51. The study found men and women who ate the most ultra-processed foods had a 28% faster rate of global cognitive decline and a 25% faster rate of executive function decline compared with people who ate the least amount of processed food.
Well, Julian has your latest complete forecast. That's next at 5.
Plus, fire crews are struggling to contain a massive wildfire in Northern California as the flames now cover more than 80 square miles. Later, Wisconsin's primary election is just 8 days away, but there are a few deadlines that voters should be aware of. We'll have those details coming up at 6.
And the markets open the week marginally lower. The Dow off almost 47. The NASDAQ loses almost 22. S&P 500 falls a dozen. And we'll be right back.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames. Shopko Optical.
I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
It's time to update your floors right now at Menards. Luxurious vinyl plank and tile from Great Lakes is waterproof and has an attached pad for quick and easy installation. Now 11% off. Discover the Criterion Advantage with their 6-cycle dishwasher that features a 14-place setting capacity with an adjustable upper rack for flexibility. It has an ultra-quiet running noise level. Now just $499 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
How do you use your energy? Hitting the ball farther than yesterday? Fielding whatever comes your way? Trying to shine as bright as the sun? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. It's back to school time. Prep your student for success with a comprehensive eye exam.
High demand is shown for the monkeypox vaccine. We speak to clinic operators trying to meet the community's needs.
And News 3 Now has everything you need to know about casting your ballot in the upcoming primary. We'll dispel the common voting myths tonight at 6.
Back to school is not what it used to be.
There are new safety concerns, new protocols, and lots of questions.
We can help you navigate some of those hurdles with our Back to School series.
Join us every morning starting at 6:30 a.m. only on News 3 Now this morning.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The McKinney fire in Northern California now covers more than 80 square miles. Fire crews are struggling to contain the inferno, which is being fueled by high winds, a heat wave, and decades-long buildup of dry brush. The fire grew to more than 50,000 acres in less than 48 hours. Hundreds of homes and structures are in the fire's path, and officials are urging residents to take evacuation orders seriously.
When this fire came, it traveled from the top of that ridge downhill in the space of maybe 15 minutes with trees exploding. I'd never seen anything like it. It was just the most amazing, terrifying thing you've ever seen.
Officials say 60 people were rescued from a section of the famed Pacific Coast hiking trail. Some 500 households are under a mandatory evacuation, a number which will likely grow. Meanwhile, fire crews in Central California had hoped to have the Oak Fire near Yosemite completely under control by today, but it's only about 2/3 contained. Right now, there are 54 large fires burning in 13 western states, destroying more than 1.5 million acres, an area larger than the state of Delaware. In Idaho, a fire-breathing cloud known as a pyrocumulus formed over the Moose Fire, which has burned more than 75 square miles. And about 200 miles north, Montana's Elmo Fire tripled in size this weekend, forcing dozens of residents to flee.
Flooding in Kentucky has now claimed at least 35 lives, and state officials say that number will likely grow as rescue teams make their way now to harder hit areas. Amber Philpott has the latest.
Washed out roads and bridges are making it very difficult for first responders to access remote areas of eastern Kentucky. In some of those places, the only way out has been by air. The National Guard alone has pulled more than 400 survivors from the floodwaters.
Obviously, we use a lot of our rotary wing helicopters to rescue people to get to areas that are maybe isolated or cut off.
The threat of even more flooding has added new urgency.
If things weren't hard enough on the people of this region, they're getting rain right now. There is severe storm potential today in all of the impacted areas. That is just not right.
Many residents escaped the rising water in boats. Others just swam. This cell phone video shows a man rescuing a family from a nearly submerged house.
We did get hit by the flood pretty hard, but we were fortunate enough to not have any damage to any of our business assets.
Restaurants like Junior's Hibachi and Heinemann have been cooking up hundreds of free meals.
We had to wait till we got electricity, which was, I think Saturday. We just wanted to come out and do something.
Officials remain focused on finding additional survivors. They're also working to restore electricity and make housing available before temperatures rise into the mid-90s later this week. Amber Philpott, CBS News, Hazard, Kentucky.
And Kentucky officials have started a fund to help pay for the funeral expenses of flood victims and also raise money for those impacted by the damage. Officials overseeing rescue efforts say bottled water, cleaning supplies, and monetary donations are among the most needed resources. Julian C. right now with more on what Kentucky residents are dealing with here. Julia?
And that's right. They're going to continue to deal with temperatures that are going to rise into the 90s, and the humidity will be right behind it as well. It's going to be unbearable, not even just for the surface, for the people of Kentucky. On top of it, they could even see some more showers on the way as well. As we take a look at just how much rain over the last 24 hours. Now, remember, we've seen multiple inches of rainfall over the last 72 hours and even going past into last week. That has really just flooded many areas of western Kentucky, and we've even still seen just adding more damage to the fire as we continue to see more of the last 24 hours, close to an inch of some rainfall for areas just to the west. But as we take a look over here in the upper Midwest and southern Wisconsin, well, we have a different story for us. It's quiet, it's summer-like, still in the lower 80s, and we're not looking at too much in terms of changes until we get into the mid part of this week as well. As we're going to start to see some more fuel from warmer temperatures rolling in and more moisture. We do have level 1 out of 5, which is a marginal risk of areas just into the southeastern corridor of Dane County and mainly into southeastern side of southern Wisconsin for us to see storms that could fire off to be strong or severe for us. Again, this is for Wednesday. So going into tonight, it's going to be quiet. Temperatures will be into the 70s. Going to see a light flow from the north, which keep things rather cool as we get into the overnight hours. We'll start to see those 60s start to flow their way in by the time we get into our Monday morning, or excuse me, Tuesday morning. By the time we go into our Tuesday afternoon, we're going to see a bit more of that southerly flow, fueling in more warmer temperatures and a bit more humidity. By the time we get into our 5 p.m. commute, we're already going to see those middle to upper 80s throughout many areas here in southern Wisconsin, especially for Madison. But the real heat will be for areas from Prairie du Chien over towards Boscobel and Lone Rock by the time we get to our 5 p.m. commute. Again, things are still going to be rather quiet, but pay attention to what happens around midnight here in southern Wisconsin. Temperatures will still be into the upper 70s, lower 80s by the time we're into midnight for our Tuesday night. And on top of that, we're still seeing that southerly flow bringing in plenty of moisture into southern Wisconsin. So it's going to be very muggy, quite unbearable overnight. And on top of it, we're going to start to watch for a system of a cluster of storms starting to develop just between north of the Dells and between Camp Douglas and Wautoma. Now, these storms will start to be on and off and start a line by the time we even get into around 5:30, 6 a.m. That's where you're going to see, for our morning team, we're going to be tracking these storms that will start to be flowing their way through from La Crosse all the way stretching out into Fond du Lac by the time we get into our 6 a.m. morning. Our morning commute is going to still have showers and storms mainly north of Dane County, but just note we are going to look at some of those storms starting to sweep their way just south of the area into Dane County in itself by the time we get into our late Wednesday afternoon and close to our Wednesday evening. So one thing we're going to have to watch for is how that may impact our concerts on the square. And as we take a look at our 10-day forecast, temperatures are going to fluctuate a bit, but more heat is on the way by the time we get into this weekend. And a quick little traffic update, we are going to be seeing still on the Beltline rather nice conditions as we're all green, pretty smooth, and on the interstate as well, looking at a smooth ride as we're getting our 5 p.m. commute going for us. We'll talk more about what else is coming up in a few moments. Until then, we'll see you guys after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
Hi, I'm Scott Walker. Please join me in voting for Rebecca Clayfish for governor. Rebecca stood with me as we took on the big government special interest and cut taxes. While Rebecca and I were fighting for reform, Tim Michael's company was teaming up with the union bosses and those lobbying for a gas tax increase. Rebecca and I knew that these increases would hurt Wisconsin families, so we stopped them. There's only one conservative fighter in the race for governor. Her name is Rebecca Clayfish.
Summer savings are here. Don't miss our best window sale. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free.
At Champion, we make buying new windows easy. Unlike some other companies, at Champion, we control every aspect of the process. We design it, we build it, we install it, and we guarantee it for life.
Keep the heat out this summer with new energy-efficient windows from Champion. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
I love this state. Knock on any door in any county, and you'll find good-hearted, hard-working folks. People whose businesses are proudly helped as Lieutenant Governor. Hard work needs to be respected again, with fair wages and opportunities to get ahead. That's how my parents opened doors for me. My mom was a teacher and my dad worked 3rd shift. I'm not one of these millionaires. I work just as hard for you as you work for your family. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Energy is everywhere, even in a little seedling, which, when turned into fuel, can help power a plane. At Chevron's El Segundo refinery, we're looking to turn plant-based oil into renewable gasoline, jet, and diesel fuels. Our planet offers countless sources of energy, but it's only human to find the ones that could power a better future.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Wells Asphalt Paving, expert paving for over 40 years. Now offering $250 off your asphalt paving project. For residential and commercial, from new construction to replacements. Call today and save at Wells Asphalt Paving.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
For the 5th year in a row, Madison is playing host to the annual CrossFit Games. The competition brings in hundreds of athletes from over 50 different countries to compete for the title fittest on earth.
Tahalil Muhaddin spoke with event leaders about what it takes to get the games up and running, and she joins us live at the Alliant Energy Center. Tahalil?
Eric and Susan, the games are set to kick off on Wednesday, but many of the athletes are already in town. And organizers tell me it took a lot of planning just to get here.
It's incredible what this staff pulls together.
On the heels of the Dane County Fair, staff are working on the finishing touches, turning the Alliant Energy Center into the perfect venue for the 2022 CrossFit Games.
Literally has semi-truck after semi-truck coming into this venue and delivering equipment.
Unlike a typical sporting event, the competitions are different every year, and that means so is the setup.
With CrossFit, we may set up a field, use certain equipment, have a certain amount of time and movements, and then never do that event again.
For more than 2 weeks, CrossFit staff are building bleachers and competition flooring, bringing in equipment not just for their athletes, but spectators too.
We have an entire CrossFit gym built within our vendor pavilion this year.
It's a lot of work that pays off in a big way for the Madison area.
The economic impact of the CrossFit Games is $12 million.
The games bring in more than 400 athletes and their fans, ready to spend some time and money on the Isthmus.
And you see people here even a week before the games getting prepped and acclimated to the Madison temperature and food and all that. And then the fans start flooding in later, filling our restaurants and our hotels, and just generally being active members of our community.
And Destination Madison does a lot to make them feel welcome, helping with operations, promotion, and even supplying any unusual equipment they might need.
We actually plan for their arrival all year round.
All things CrossFit leadership say makes Madison the perfect home for the competition. For the first time this year, the games will host one competition on the Capitol Square. That's Friday morning, so be prepared for some traffic if you have plans to head downtown. But if you prefer to watch the game from the comfort of your home, we've got you covered. CBS will have live coverage of the games on Sunday from noon to 2. That's right here on Channel 3. In Madison, Tahalil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
Tahalil, thank you and best of luck to all the athletes who are here. We're back with a final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
My economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
After 35 years in business on Madison's west side, Capital Car Cleaners is celebrating by offering all our customers $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. We detail all cars, pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, and full-size vans. Call today to set up an appointment at our Watts Road location and get $10 off an interior or exterior detail or $20 off a full-service detail. Check out our website at capitalcarcleaners.com.
Capital Car Cleaners, auto detailing at its best.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, 6 packs of Coke, only $1.88. 2 pounds of Hy-Vee shredded cheese, only $4.99. Roma tomatoes, only 77 cents a pound. And Craven Flavor potato chips, only 99 cents. Tuesday only. And save even more with Hy-Vee Fuel Saver. Right now, save up to $4.50 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale, and to celebrate, we're stacking the deals. Buy any sofa or sectional and get 20% off your second purchase. Now for the stacking, get another 20% off both items.
20 plus another 20?
Yep, and there's more. Buy any recliner or accent chair and get 20% off your second purchase. And stack an additional 20% off both items.
Discounts? On top of discounts?
Plus, we are still offering great special financing at Slumberland Furniture.
Velco Factory Direct.
What does that mean? It means no middleman, no overpriced, underperforming windows. Factory Direct means getting what you want, when you want, without breaking the bank. It means when you buy one window, you'll get one free. Yes, free. It means quality craftsmanship, custom designs, and a lifetime warranty. Most importantly, it means a team of window professionals dedicated to one thing above all, your delight. Buy one window, get one free. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feltco.
I'm Tim Michaels. The radical left, they're destroying everything we love about America. And too many establishment Republicans, they're along for the ride.
Tim Michaels, Army veteran, endorsed by President Trump.
I'm not some career politician. I'm a self-made Wisconsin businessman who doesn't give a rip about the special interests or their money. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to turn Madison upside down and take back the freedoms that make Wisconsin great.
Tim Michaels for governor, endorsed by President Trump.
Coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, off the rails, why freight trains could add to the latest headaches with supply chain issues. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Julian's back. Final check of the forecast.
And man, is it going to be a week ahead of us. Temperatures are going to rise, folks, but it's not just the temperatures that are also going to be rising for us. Chances of seeing some storms heading into our Wednesday, but we're looking at to potentially start midnight on Tuesday, going into our Wednesday morning and on and off throughout much of our Wednesday, which could impact our plans for concerts on the square, so be aware of that. But heading into the back end of the work week, well, we're looking at low 80s and mid 80s, so it's going to feel a bit more summery, but then again, another burst of some heat heading into the weekend for us. So we're not just done with the 90s just yet, guys.
Happy August. It's August 1st.
All right, we'll be back. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News is coming your way next. Stay tuned.